am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Watch this. You know, say the World General Daily Ranks is I'm ready for it, you know. A lick up and a fall lick up, you know, say it's a high grade, it's not a Mali cup. Saying, big up, a matter of fact, remember big up the sponsors them first. Complete Shipping, Sam Isaacs and Son, Western Sports. Big up, but you know how it go. ASK Courier, big up yourself, Showtime Ambulance, and we have to big up Isato. And guess what? I big up some of my brethren, them, because them are going to because it's a big day. Big up Sambo. Big up Bats, Barris, watching the Valley, think me not see you. Big up yourself. Oh, again, Daily Ranks, if you big up Clint, and big up the General, you know it go. It's all about Ali Cup, and a Folly Cup, August 13, 14, 15, 16, 137 Mountain View Avenue. You know, over excellence and that. It's a big day, so make sure you're there. Daily Ranks, I want more feet, man. My feet, you see? Ali Cup.
All right. Good afternoon. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. Hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody is doing fine. All right. We're looking forward to a wonderful hour and 15 minutes with you today as we discuss a few topics. But first and foremost, again, thank you for being a part of I Am Sure Sports. Thanks to all the subscribers, all the viewers, all the people who moderate, and the persons in the comment section. Big up to all our members. Many of you, I'm so grateful that you while you understand that this is not our bread and butter, but every little contribution. When you give a super sticker, you give a super chat, or you are a member of the platform, it does help us to help persons who are in need. And so we're always grateful for that. Some of you don't do it through this means, but you'll reach out to me privately, and then you will, just be a blessing to persons who are less fortunate, are not able to just afford certain things that would improve their life or playing the sport that they love. So I want to thank every single one of you and say big up to all the persons who are on the platform, like right now. Indeed, I am very grateful for every single one of you. Dr. Dan, bless up yourself. Drew, aka Drew Fortis, Paul Watkins, Demar, big up yourself. Miguel, Shirley, you don't want to say early. Course up and running. All right. As usual, I always want to begin by sharing a little bit of inspiration and stuff. So I am going to do that right about now, just to, I feel like sometimes we need to have just a few words of encouragement. Maybe it's not for you, but if you hear something that can benefit others, then you can share it with them. It says creating and sustaining culture. And I'm going to read a couple of verses from the Bible, if you don't mind. It says, fulfill he my joy, that he may be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind. Philippians 2, verse 2. And then Philippians 2, 3-4 says this. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves. Look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. It says culture is created by default or by design. All right. So always place culture above strategy. Big up, thus. You understand me? Because culture creates atmosphere and it drives behavior. Great culture with no vision, you will enjoy the journey, but you won't get to your destination. Great vision with poor culture, you may reach the destination, but you won't enjoy the journey. All right? You won't enjoy the journey. People do what people see. Therefore, it must start with me. It must start with you. Vision points to one day. Culture points to every day. Vision is verbalized. Culture is modeled. Be the culture you want to see. No one is inspired by a leader who lacks passion, has a casual attitude towards vision, and treat progress like luck. So never lead by condemnation or manipulation. Always lead by inspiration and motivation. All right, so hope that inspired someone this afternoon. Hope that something that I've said will be a blessing to you. Big up, Jason. All right, good to have you. Just also want to say this morning before we get into the show proper, that I want to express my deepest condolences to Dre Anyweather Sport, who has suffered loss in his family. And as friends, we understand the pain of losing loved ones, and so our prayers are with him and his family at this time. So big up Dre Anyweather Sport. All right, big up Elric Cross also, who has just joined. Also, I think last week I said this, but Michael Tulloch, former Jamaica national, also played for the Jamaica Defense Force. He even captained Jamaica in a few games. Lethal with when it comes on to heading the ball as a striker, scored many goals, and he was philanthropical in his work, and he did a lot of work to help former players all across Jamaica who go through hard times. So he'd regularly go into the States and talk to and coordinate with former players, and then he'd come back to Jamaica and just give back. Not the richest man in Jamaica, but by his effort, there's a lot of riches in it. And he now, glaucoma is affecting him, and so he's having some struggles with his eyes. And so, you can reach out to him to lend whatever support, to pray for him, to encourage him, whatever it is, because like I'm saying, that his life work is to help others. And so, he may need your help in one way or the other. Someone I've interviewed on my platform as well. That interview is there, and you can look at it, you can see it, you can watch it, and hear, just his words and be inspired by that as well. Also, Vernon Bell, former Trenchtown player, he passed, I think either yesterday or the day before. So our deepest condolences to his family, loved ones, and friends as well. And most notably as well, Kenneth Bob Campbell. Some of you know Alonzo Hawk, the sound system. He has passed a few days now. And I want to take this opportunity, like he's the next person that I've interviewed on my platform, a former Veer Da Costa Cup winner, won the Olivier Shield, played for Jamaica in the 70s. I think he made his debut for Jamaica at like 17 years old. I think he may have played against Haiti in his first game for Jamaica. He's a left-footed player, and so he won like the Da Costa Cup like 3 consecutive years at Veer as a player. And in that time, he also won the Headley Cup as a cricketer. All right. He also went back and coached Veer. And while he was the coach, they won the Da Costa Cup 2 times. He has coached in the Premier League as well. He was also a Santos player as well. And so sometimes we don't remember. We don't remember some of the, what some of these people from the past have done, and we need to just check back and check and see and look back at their own life, and they have dedicated so much to football and not remembered and not celebrated for their contribution. And again, we have lost a pioneer, because a lot of these men were playing the sport when nothing substantial was in it, and they were doing it out of just this love and commitment for country. Not a lot of benefits, and financially it wasn't lucrative, but they were giving their all to it, and they kind of built and laid the foundation for many of our footballers today, that they can come and play in a national team that is established and earn, and can play in our Premier League, and can play youth football and high school football. These are some of the men in the 60s and the 70s that were really out there, playing on the surfaces that were not ideal. When there was only one soccer ball, one football available for training. You understand me? When it was orange that had to be peeled and cut at halftime to give them. When some of the things that we have now, the shin guards were these big, massive things that covered ankle and everything. When the shorts left a lot to be desired, when jerseys could have weighed a ton. And these men did all of that, and dirt tracks, some of them, without proper footwear, and they laid a foundation. So many of us today from the sport can make something. And so to Kenneth Bob Campbell, Vernon Bell, to all of these stalwarts that have passed recently, we salute you, and we applaud you, for your timely contribution and the work that you have established. We, this generation and the generation to come, will ensure that we keep on, burning the fire, lighting the flames, that this thing will not die, that we'll work diligently and creatively, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity. You understand what I mean, people? So we have to do that, because these men did it. They sowed the seed, and today we are reaping the fruit thereof. And so big up to every single one of them. So to Kenneth Bob Campbell and his family who are mourning, we pray the peace of God over you, man. I mean, And if you are in football and you don't know people like Mikey Tulloch, Vernon Bell, and Kenneth Bob Campbell, listen, you need to do some research. You need to do some research. Yeah. Do some research. Check them out. Do some research. I'm telling you. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so I had to do that, right? I also want to just, because people have been saying, Mannings, this is not on the topic, but let me just say this. And I think I've said it in different ways. And I will say it again. I have read something that is posted from Roger Stone, and I've seen yeah, man. Fan of the show. I do have a video of him. I did an interview with him, and I did 2 interviews with him, a part 1 and a part 2. So if you go on and type Kenneth Bob Campbell, I think I'm probably one of the only persons who have a YouTube video with him. There's also a video. We used to call him Legends Corner. So most of the legends, even some like Denden Hutchinson, I have a interview I did with him. He has passed as well. And a lot of these men, they have never been given any sort of merit or award for some of their accomplishment and their work. I don't know if the football fraternity itself has ever, like, done anything. And it's sad that, when they're dead and they're gone, we begin to scatter the roses when it's kind of too late. So let's celebrate those who are alive now. Players from the 1998 team. Let's do what we can to celebrate them, and whatever plaques and awards we have, let us give it to them now. Let us give it to them now. Because you're here today, and gone tomorrow, because it is not promised to anyone. It's not promised to anyone. Not promised to anyone. Not promised to anyone. You understand me? Yeah. So I respect them, and like I said, like even a Mikey Tulloch, I'm telling you, you would not believe some of the things he does. Feed and provide housing and fix homes and bring farmer players into rehab when they need it and take care of their needs. These are the works that they do, right? Sometimes in collaboration with, I think, SDF and with the JFF, sometimes just on their own, put on charity football games and generate income to help farmer players. And this is one of the things I think, like, when you really need to look at as a nation, like, should there be some sort of fund out of all our football sporting event, for example, like, 1% of certain football ventures go to a retirement fund where people, past players, can apply for help and thing, right? So I think that is something that we need to look to, and players need to be educated as well about making plans, for retirement. All of us, because, retirement is coming, and too many people, their retirement plan is depending on the children that they send to colleges. There is no guarantee that your child will be willing to take care of you. In fact, we should be leaving an inheritance to our children. Not waiting on our children to give us their inheritance. That's my philosophy, right? We should be preparing our children to go beyond where we have gone in every facet of life. But sometimes when we operate I'm speaking about, Jamaica. Of course, it is not general, because I don't want to take this to mean that it is general and every Jamaican and every parent is like this. But too many parents kind of send their kids to school hoping that their kids will in turn take care of them in old age instead of making their own retirement plan. All right. So let's see if we can begin to streamline those things as part of the overall development of football in Jamaica. A lot needs to be done. All right. I want to touch on a little bit of track and field because cricket can be very depressing. And let me just say this, right? There is no sporting discipline in Jamaica that I believe the administrators don't have financial issues. No, this is Vernon Bell. This Vernon Bell, right, went to Trenchtown High School, right? Yeah, man, he went to Trenchtown High School. Don't even know anybody. You don't know him. Trenchtown High School, right? No, it was right. Vernon Bell, yeah, man. Former Santos player, yeah, man. Right? Sorry, former Santos player, former coach of Walker Cup champion Trenchtown, comprehensive and coach of Tivoli Gardens. Yeah, man. Big up. Say one. All right. Yeah. All right. So yeah. So let me talk about. So Tafari and Reggae Boys daily. I'm going to go by the names. All right. I have topics, right? So if you want to have a particular conversation, with all due respect, sir, you can create a platform and talk about it. But for me, respectfully, I'm going to go by what I have, and I'm going to do what I do. I do this because I want to. I do this because I personally love it. I do this when I have time to do it. And so I'm going to do it that way. If you, right, can dictate to me what I am supposed to talk about, it would be a whole lot easier if you just did something and you talk about it. That way you control what you want to speak about. Big up Donovan Downer. Condolences to the Bell families. Legend never die. Coach Vernon Bell. Yeah, man, salute. You can see me talking about people who are legends and you're going to tell me what to talk about, boss. Make we deal with things, man. Have some respect, man. And relax. All right? And wait your turn. So, Vernon Bell died last night. And, yeah, and Kenneth Bob Campbell a few days ago. So, to the legends, the men who laid the foundation, big up. But let me just speak on this, and then we will get into big up Tafar, right? Yeah, man. All right. So someone, just the whole discussion with the track and field. Should have had this in the topic, but didn't have enough space. All right. The issue with the athletes, right, who have moved. I will say to the athletes, listen, you made a decision, big up yourself. Make as much money as you can and make your life better. All right? If you have some issues with the J3As, you are already gone out of the system, so you don't need to bring them up. You have moved on with your life and stuff. All right? But when it comes to you being appreciated, there are athletes in Jamaica who don't medal, who Jamaica loves. Have one medal and Jamaica celebrate. When it comes on to track and field, Jamaica celebrate their athletes. All right, call us bandwagonists. Call us the people who only celebrate when they do good. But from my own observation, during Olympics and World Championship, the people of Jamaica rally around their athletes. People leave their jobs, television, set up, people gather in our town squares. We appreciate our athletes. So in your speaking, please understand that the people of Jamaica appreciate you. Some of you will be in different countries and Jamaica will still be, rooting for you, hoping that you would win. Even though, not beat the Jamaicans though, but hoping that you'd win. Because we still see you as Jamaican. Let's keep it at that. And just cut off the heap of talking. Some of you who have moved on, you're talking too much and you're beginning to cause many people to dislike you unnecessarily. It may not matter to you, but you're still Jamaicans, You may need to even come back to Jamaica to live, and your family are here. So don't just do it like nothing is wrong. If you move on, I appreciate that. I have no issues with that. All right. I do agree with all of you that the administration of the J3A needs to do better, a whole lot better, from the simple things to the major things. I agree with people that the Jamaica Football Federation need to do a whole lot better, from the simple things to the major things. I believe Java needs to do a whole lot better, from the simple things to the major things. I think the Jamaica Cricket Association needs to do a whole lot better, from the simple things to the greater things. I think Netball Jamaica needs to be doing a whole lot better, from the simple things to the greater things. Listen, I just hear the archers complaining that they don't have any resource. They have to self-fund themselves. I hear the equestrians complaining that they don't get a lot of support. They have to fund themselves. Table tennis players complaining in Jamaica that, listen, they can't even do this. So table tennis is going to die in Jamaica because they don't have the resources. I hear the badminton people complaining, the cycling people complaining. It's every sporting discipline in Jamaica have one major issue: money. Money. Money, money, money. So here's what I am going to say. This is my suggestion. If you feel like you want to pursue this thing and get as much money as possible, and you can attach yourself to a next nation that can give you that money, maybe you should do that. And nobody should hate you. Others will stay and try to make it work and do other jobs and go through the suffering. That's their choice. The other option is maybe Jamaica needs to look at banning every other sport and probably just the 4, so that there will be more resources. Remove all the fields and just ban people from doing any other sport except for 4, and we choose the 4 sports that we're going to do, because we cannot, we don't have the resources. Don't let anybody tell you financially, as a small country, to be treating all the sports in discipline at the level that bigger nations treat them. Or maybe, right afar, maybe we should say, listen, let's stop every other sport on the track and field alone and put all our eggs in that one basket. And so if you're a footballer and you want to play football, go and represent the next country, because we're not going to play in the football except for recreation. If you're a cricketer, go play for the next country, just recreation. If we decide that we're going to play all the sports, we should know that there's going to be shortcomings, because we don't have it. We can't pay teachers. We can't pay the doctors in the medical services. We can't pay nurses. Firemen are complaining. Police are complaining. Soldiers complain. Do we understand that? And so we have to make some hard choices or live with the hard, yeah. What do you mean that teachers and doctors are not marketable? You don't hear how many teachers who are being called to teach in the States from Jamaica and England and all of it. What are you talking about? Our teachers are very marketable, sir. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now, fan of the show. I would say to you, if you should check how many teachers in Jamaica, from Jamaica, are, you would be shocked. Especially in the high school system and in the middle school and those things in the States. Our teachers are very marketable, sir. Very, very. What do you mean, nestle? We don't need nestle ad with teacher. The fact is, but you're missing the point. The teachers don't have to be in a nestle ad to get big salaries and be recruited to go to the States. The fact that teachers can move for the type of salaries that they are getting, and they move their entire families when they are moving them without any other personal stuff, shows you how important and how highly rated they are. No, you are missing the point. You are missing the point, fan of the show. I'm not missing your point. You are missing the point. Because I believe that our teachers play a way more important role in the growth and development of our society than sport does. So you are missing the point. And teachers have the same issues as people in sport. That is my point. You are missing the point. So you can call in, because it's past 30 minutes. But when I call it, I won't even, because you're missing the point. But you can go ahead and make your point. Go ahead. You can call in and make your point. Management will allow you to make your point. You understand me? Yeah. Mannings, also the Jamaican teachers are being highly requested as online teachers. Thank you, sir. Look at these things. So, people, this is Fun of the Show. Fun of the Show, good afternoon, welcome, sir. You reached out to me and I sent you a message and you have not responded to it in a Fun of the Show. I don't appreciate that, but you don't call for that reason. Go ahead and make your point.
I've been busy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
I did see it.
Yeah.
But no, good day to you. So the point I'm making is, all right, I agree 100% that yes, most valuable members of society, teachers, doctors, public workers, yes, there's no doubt about that. What I'm saying is, when I say that teachers aren't marketable, policemen aren't marketable, what I'm saying is that the athletes are marketable. The sport, when we have success, is marketable. Marketable meaning in the commercial space, endorsing products, getting sponsors, right? Getting commercial businesses to come in and help provide funding. What I don't see from, especially like J3A, is when we have a big Olympic year, aside from, the smaller, on the global scale, smaller brands like a Grace Kennedy or whomever, I don't see a push to get international brands to come in and support the program, right? So aside from just the big Puma money that they may get, I don't see an effort to draw in other, like a Nestle or whomever, other big brands that come in and become sponsors. That's all.
Okay, I understand, but I don't know, because Champs get massive sponsor from Grace Kennedy.
Yeah, but in terms of buying power, like actual dollars, it's really not that much money.
Hold on, what do you mean by it's not a lot of money?
When
you
I
don't
look
know
at
the
how
amount,
much,
though. In Jamaica, it's a lot of money. But let me let you finish.
But the problem is that the sport is not just in Jamaica. The sport is across the globe. So, for example, you have athletes. Even though Diamond League isn't a J3A thing, you have athletes. Running in London, running in Portugal, wherever, like all over, right? Those expenses are expenses that happen in U.S. dollars, in euros, in different currencies, and it's a much higher expenses. The travel expenses, funding from Jamaican brands in Jamaican dollars is not enough. It has to be.
I don't understand what you're talking about, because first it's not because all right. So give me an example. All right, here's what I want you to do. In track and field, because we're talking about, I'm trying to really get the point on this. I think you're a football man, you see this track and field thing that you come on is not a cup of tea. I think you're going to go down a very.
You sure about that?
Well, let me just say this. Give me an example. All right, you're in the United States. So give me an example of track and hold on. You have to let me ask the question. Sorry, give me an example of what you're referring to in track and field in the USA through their administration?
Okay, simple. So we all right, let's say USA Track and Field, for example, right? That's the what you would say that the arch nemesis of Jamaican track. When it comes time for big meets, the only two teams that anyone talks about are us and them in the sprints, right? Which is what everyone watches. So their core sponsor is Nike, right? Which is big money for them. But then you also have, the Gatorades, the Toyotas, the any other communication company, all these other.
But all of those
large,
Jamaica have all of those sponsors.
But the dollar amounts. So here's when I say the dollar amounts. A few years ago, I looked at the annual report from the. We'll go back to football real quick.
No, we don't.
Very simple.
No, we don't. No, man. I don't want to go to football because what I am saying to you is let me make my point, because if you're talking about the dollar amount in Jamaica will not be. So if Gatorade gives money in the US, the dollar amount is going to be more when Gatorade puts sponsorship in Jamaica. Because Gatorade has a bigger market in the USA for its product than it would have in Jamaica for the said product. So USA will get way more. Because they're giving it. Go ahead.
But here's the thing. But we have global athletes. It's not as though they're coming in to sponsor.
But the J3A is not responsible for the athlete when they're on the Diamond League, though. That's not a J3A thing. That's a professional.
I'm not talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not talking about. What do you call it? Diamond League, things like that. What I'm saying is, as a national program, and you have national athletes or international athletes, right? They're athletes that have a global brand. You can still leverage the program and those athletes with your sponsors.
Yeah, but KFC when you don't see when Sherika out there is Sharika Jackson, the Claytons, Puma. A lot of these athletes, the companies in Jamaica are attached to them. Most of our athletes, I would say. What you call it? Yeah.
Yeah, but those are still local companies as sponsors. Like a KFC is a franchise business. It's not KFC the national brand or the global brand.
You don't see what I'm saying is that the track and field people in England don't have American companies. They have English companies. The Americans don't have Jamaican companies or French companies. They have American companies. The French athletes don't have American companies like coming in and doing those things. They have French companies. So Jamaica is going to have Jamaican companies.
You know who's the second largest sponsor of USA Track and Field? A Japanese company, Toyota.
But it is Toyota in America, not the Toyota but Toyota, that's what I'm saying to you. Toyota sponsors things in Jamaica because Toyota's dealership here.
Well, but what I see is
Japanese. So the Toyota out here is not Japan owned. The Toyota company in America is not Japan owned when they sponsor it.
It's Toyota. What do you call it? It's Toyota of Japan. Toyota is Toyota North America, which is under the umbrella of the main Toyota in Japan.
Okay.
They're looking to grow. They're looking to grow that international brand. But what I'm saying is, so I've never seen financials from J3A, right? I don't see it published.
That I agree with.
I've only seen in the annual report from JFF a few years ago, 22, I think, was the last time they published it. And when I look at the actual numbers, the dollar amounts, and I do the conversion, right? And I look at, like, say, their next largest sponsor, it's only in the hundreds of thousands US, if that, and like low hundreds, like, maybe 150,000. So what I see them just relying on that one large title sponsor, the kit supplier, right? Whether it's Adidas or Puma for J3A, and expecting to just run only off of those revenues. I don't see a much larger effort to bring in bigger names when you have
But you don't.
in track and
But
field.
you don't know
Go ahead,
that.
I'm
Though. You
sorry.
don't know that because you don't know that though, Carla.
I'm just gonna make the assumption, right?
All right. But what I'm
Right?
saying is that
Which is something that's which
here's what I'm saying that what reason, right? Because remember, AT&T as an example, why would AT&T sponsor anything in Jamaica and not Flow? Why? Give me a reason why AT&T. Hold on. No, man. Here's what I'm asking. I want you to give me a reason. It's a telecommunication company. Why should AT&T give 10 million in sponsorship to Jamaica track and field? Give me a reason why.
AT&T is a bad example. There wouldn't be a benefit for AT&T, right?
Who there would be a benefit to? Give me a company that you think could be a benefit.
All right, we're simple. You can think of like say a tech company, let's say HP, right, or any of those like computer firms, HP, Oracle, whoever.
So
right?
why would HP? What I'm saying? Why would HP? So here's the question now. Why would HP invest $10 million in Jamaica's track and field?
On the international stage, for example, at Worlds, right? You say to HP, okay, we have Worlds, we have the potential for X amount of medal athletes, right? Because you kind of have an idea who's going to medal, who's not going to medal, yeah? So we have the potential for this. This is the low level. This is what's guaranteed. This is we shoot for the stars, and if we shoot for the stars, we get this amount of money. At just a regular package, you get this amount of money. And the benefit for, like, say, an HP or whomever is that you're associated now with winners on a global stage. So millions of people around the world are going to see you associated with, it's not USA track and field, right, who's winning all the medals, but the next best, right?
But why would if HP wanted to do that, why would they go to the J3As when they can just say, Shelly, we just because whenever you're typing, just use a HP computer, do an ad for us, and we'll give you some. Why would they come and give 10 million to J3s? I don't understand
They could do that. No, they could go
unless
directly to athletes.
Unless HP is going to open a HP office in Jamaica where people are going to buy and it become the dominantly branded brand computer.
But HP isn't. But HP, it's if I'm a company, right? I'm not thinking about just one market. I'm thinking about, if I'm a global company, I'm thinking about the global market. The same way that Turkey finds our athletes to be so valuable, right? Brands can find our athletes to be so valuable to help them get a little bit further across the line.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to knock your idea still, but I don't know.
But I only say that because that's what the more, I don't want to say anything to make us sound like we're backwards, but that's what the more established associations do. You see
but
that
you don't have no proof of that, Carla. I don't like when
I just gave you the proof.
What proof you gave me? You haven't given me any proof that you said. What proof?
You're saying the proof of us not trying to actually execute those goals.
Trying to do something is not. You have no proof that the J3As have not gone outside of Jamaica to try and get sponsorship for track and field. You have no proof of that. You have not proved.
Do we have one sponsor from outside of Jamaica?
Puma is not Jamaica. Puma is not Jamaica.
But that's you need a kit sponsor. That's
but what I'm saying, you asked me a question and I said to you, Puma is not Jamaica. You asked me, we have one. I gave you one.
Outside of a kit sponsor, which that
includes spikes. I can give you even more because there are people who sponsor. I don't know if you noticed the equipment that they use. A lot of it was sponsored. I forget the name of the company, but I have a track and field person who is going to call in. I am saying to you, when you look at it, right? Because when you look at it, we have Gatorade as well. We have Gatorade. Gatorade is a major sponsor.
Yeah, but the drink sponsors, again, The
You see,
drink sponsors,
everything I bring up,
they
you're gonna bring up.
no, I'm because I have a slight intimate understanding of how these things work. And so like a drink sponsor, right? A lot of times those are local bottling associations. So, you know, Gatorade
But
is
that is the point I'm making. Generally, that is what happened.
Those are local associations.
Because they have local
Those aren't,
distribute, but that's what I'm saying to you. So you'd
but what I'm saying is there needs to be an effort to market.
But
the
Carla, you
program.
can't say that because you don't know that it is not being marketed.
But I don't see it anywhere. If it's being marketed, I would see it. No?
Why would they come and tell you that? You know that we are going to meet with well, Stephen Jobs is dead, you know, the head of we are going to meet with, what's the name of the guy at Google again, man? Oh my god, what's his name again? Jeff Bezos, right? The JS3 don't need to tell her that. So they arrange a meeting with Jeff Bezos, Bezos, whatever the name is. And they say, no, we are not going to sponsor Jamaica. Why do they need to tell us that? They don't need to. I'm
not saying they need to tell us that. You can have 100 failures. At some point, you have to have one success. Yeah. So then that means that if they keep continuing having failures,
you don't call it. What I'm saying, I am not saying they are, but you have no proof that they are not. Amazon, thank you, Jay. Yeah, you don't have any proof. You don't have any proof.
I would say the proof, right, or at least on the tea leaves, is not proof. But it's showing from just looking at it from an outside. You don't have
proof that companies out in you don't have any proof either that companies outside of a specific country are sponsoring track and field administrators for the expansion of the brand of that company. You don't have any proof of that.
I just gave it to you.
What is the proof you gave me?
All right, you're gonna make me go to the websites and pull up their official sponsors. Is that what you want?
Yeah, pull up the official sponsors outside of their country that are sponsored. All right? No man. Okay. Amazon, I mean Duckland. All right, but I have a next caller. You see, we give you 15 minutes.
But, but yeah, it's on you to keep track of time.
Yeah,
but no, I mean, you understand what I'm saying though, yes? Like you can't be that facetious and say
I understand what you're saying, but I don't agree.
But I appreciate you for pushing back. But all I'm saying is from if I'm looking at it from the outside, right? And in 20 years, I don't see another major sponsor. That tells me either the effort is not being made.
But you don't have 20 years, Carla. You don't have 20 years. You don't have 20 years proof of it.
How long have we been number 2 in track?
No, you're gone
consistently.
Here's what I'm saying. You don't have 20-year proof that Jamaica has. So
can you give me 10?
10 what?
Can you give me 10 years?
10 years of what? You're saying that you have not seen any sponsorship outside of Puma in the last 20 years? What are you saying?
Major for the heights that our program has reached, right? On a global stage. If you go to any, meet across the world and there's a, event going on and a Jamaican athlete is in the event, majority of the crowd is rooting for the Jamaican athlete.
But
so
Carla,
as a program that has it,
what I'm saying that when you go to global events like the Olympics, whoever sponsor Jamaica don't get branded there. It is the Olympic sponsors that get branded there, sir. It is the World Championship sponsors that get branded here. You think Jamaica can say, okay, well, you have to put stewards in this place because stewards is our sponsor. You have to put up stuff in here for AT&T at the Olympics because AT&T is our sponsors. They can't do that because the event...
You're best.
Yeah. The international events, the international events, sir, have their own sponsors.
I'm not saying sponsor at the actual venue.
What are you?
Right? You're a business professional, and you understand that there's multiple channels to market. Right? There's web, there's print, right? There's display, there's outside display. I don't see anytime these large events come up, you will see a message from a Toyota, from other companies, Gatorade, whomever, saying that, hey, we are a proud sponsor of USA Track and Field.
But you have a lot of that in Jamaica. What you can say to me is that this is what I'm saying. You will see Toyota. You will see Gatorade when events are happening, Racers Grand Prix, all of these things. You see many of those sponsors on the boards. Even if you watch it, watch their streaming thing, you see sponsors.
Again, what I'm saying is it has to be off of the island. There's only so much money on the island, right?
But Carla, why would somebody from outside of Jamaica sponsor come to Jamaica to sponsor if they're not going to have their products available or their services available in Jamaica to use?
It's by association. Winners want to be associated with winners.
But Carla, when
we have winners, and if you want to be a winning,
Carla, that's what I'm telling you. You're using, and you're missing the point I'm making to you. You see, when there's an international event, the country's personal sponsor don't really get no leverage unless that personal sponsor is also a sponsor for the international event. So, for example, Puma, the only leverage Puma gets when Jamaica goes to the Olympics is because they wear Puma merchandise. So, if, for example, HP, according to you, were a sponsor to the Jamaica team, they would have to have HP on their jerseys.
And they could do that on the warm-ups.
But how many times do you see athletes warming up at the Olympics?
All the time.
Really?
You see it.
Really?
If you're creative enough, you see it in social media posts.
Oh, if you're creative, my God, if you go say you have to be creative.
But that's the whole game. You have to be creative. It's not just this isn't 1950.
That for me to see, you are talking about marketability and sponsorship, and you're saying for me to see that, I have to be creative to see it.
Yes, but also I'll give you another example.
No, Carla,
Can I give you another example?
No, Carla, at 20 minutes that I have.
Nobody else is going to have a conversation as good as this.
No,
what does the comments look like?
Hicks, let me tell you next call, man. You stop me, man. You want to know more than our conversation as big as it. Have a good day, sir. Thank you for calling.
All right, I'll start back soon.
Yeah. Jesus. All right, people. Yes. Yeah. I need to get back to let me call back a track and field, man. People, me not say nothing on this call. Me just go listen. All right. So me just call a track and field man who very versed in these things.
Is this the
Yes, sir, P. Or should I say, sir? Should I say, sir, C?
Whatever man that talk about your money, me just do that call to hang up on it, for call cut here, but you can't cut off.
But I don't know.
You have to be creative to see the warm up. When they show warm up, you don't have no time to see them. Just put it there for a few seconds and then switch. You know, see the entire warm up.
Yeah, he said
because
that
other races will be taking place.
He said that we have to be, if we are creative, we can see it.
That man, I wonder how
we have got to try and reach it at the warm up area. Because why would they be showing warm up when big racer go on for a track? But the point I was making though is like when a company sponsors a national association, that don't at major championships, you know, unless you're wearing or using like the water bottles or the bags, you don't get a lot of leverage, you know, unless it is more individual, like how Sharika have the Scotia thing and she can do ads and stuff. Because it's not like the Olympics can say, HP, proud sponsors of the Jamaica track and field team. They are not going to do that. They will say proud sponsors of the Olympics or the World Championships or the Commonwealth Game or the Pan Am Games and stuff. So I don't know.
Most times most time those ads, if an athlete have a local sponsor, most times they make ads for the local aspect of it. So it's not like it's gonna go out there internationally. If there's another brand from Puma, which is a national sponsor, then they would have to put the name on the kit, like you said, right? But then you have some athletes who cannot wear the Puma shoes,
Okay.
because they are not signed to Puma. So they, while they can wear the top, they can't wear the shoe. So because their sponsor need to see them in their shoe, and if they are not seen in their shoe, that's gonna be a breach.
Okay. Oh. Cause they have a shoe sponsor separate from the kit sponsor.
They pretty much call it shoe sponsor, you know,
Okay.
sponsorship, because they normally when you look on somebody, first place they look at their foot in there, want to see which kicks them on, you know. It's so in a way, but it is the truth. But most times, if you're signed to a company, you're doing interview, the brand has to be shown.
Right.
If they see you on the circuit, you have to be in their shoes. If you're in a Puma sponsored kit and you have on a Nike shoes, you're in a problem. You have to have on everything concerning them. So you cannot mix brand.
Oh, so you're saying that athletes, like Jamaican athletes, cannot participate in Adidas?
No, man. All right. So for example, Brian Level, who's sponsored by Adidas.
Yes.
And but Jamaica wear Puma.
Yes.
He can wear the Puma shirt and the Puma tight or short, but on his foot he has to have on a Adidas.
Okay.
And he can also wear a headband with Adidas.
Okay.
Yeah. So he must wear him kid sponsor or him shoe sponsor shoes. So if that ever happen, he might wear the full Puma, he might go in a problem.
So someone
unless
says
they have some understanding.
Yeah, somebody saying that. So Shelly wears Nike? No.
Of course, Shelly has to wear Nike shoes, Nike spikes. All the athletes who are sponsored other than Puma, they have to wear those spikes.
So what I'm saying is that when they are running for Jamaica, seeing that Puma is a Jamaica sponsor, they can wear Adidas stuff, or they can only do that on the Diamond League and those things.
They can use that on the Diamond League. If you run for Jamaica and Jamaica wear Puma, you can wear the shirt and the tights, but you have to wear your Adidas spikes. You cannot wear Puma spikes.
Okay. Okay.
If them wear the Puma spikes, the full Puma kit, them are got in a problem unless they lose their sponsorship, or they planning to lose their sponsorship.
Rob Smith says Shelly wears Nike on her feet, but when she's not competing for Jamaica,
she wear the full Nike kick.
When she right, that makes sense because Nike is not her, is her sponsor, and Puma is Jamaica. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So them can't wear the shirt, but them can't wear the shoes.
Okay. So like that's what I'm saying. So like with even Sharika, you always see Scotiabank. So with Scotiabank, it serves Scotiabank to have her like a brand ambassador because they can get leverage out of that. You understand me?
Right.
Yeah.
So they do an advert and things like that and post it on social media. So people can come in from time to time and, them have a special Sharika, this Sharika, that, So same thing with Shelly and Grace. Did you sell for Brianna and Shelly, other athletes, answer parchment with Grace. So from time to time, athletes partner with different companies.
And some of them get sponsored by water as well.
Yes, the twins. They have water. Sharika is also with water. So these are those local brands taking them up to enhance. So what they'll do, they'll probably provide them with water on a weekly basis or a monthly basis as being a brand ambassador. When they need to do shoots or adverts, they can be a part of it and such like. Because for someone to see Tia drinking water that are the brand basically that the persons will want to buy because Tia drink it and she's an Olympian. You get to me? I say?
Yeah, but she can drink other stuff.
She can drink other stuff, certainly.
Okay,
but water will provide her with water, so she can always have water brand with her.
Oh, okay. All right. Before they give me saying that, Manage, can you ask the caller what he means when he says if the athlete are planning to lose their sponsorship?
So if you're sponsored by Adidas and you decide to go out there go wear a Puma spike, you basically are planning to lose your Adidas sponsorship because you should not be caught or seen in a Puma spikes. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. So like when you're on the Diamond League, you wear the full kit from head to toe.
All right. But
once you represent in Jamaica, you have to be in the
yeah, man, that makes sense. Wear. Yeah, because maybe even the sponsorship don't give spikes to the athletes. Like
which sponsorship?
Like even maybe the Puma sponsorship doesn't include giving Jamaica spikes for the athletes.
Yeah, man, they give spikes. They have everything comes when it comes on. They get bags, jackets, running gear, warm-up gear, presentation gear, all of these things. They get spikes as well. But if you are not sponsored by Puma, you're not going to be getting that spikes in your set when you're getting the gear. Because you're an Adidas or Nike athlete. You already have your kit, your footwear already.
Okay.
So them can't do that.
Yeah, Fred Curley is the only madman to wear Nike when he was sponsored by a different shoe brand. What?
Yeah, because he wanted to come out of that. Him did want to come out of that, and him basically lose his sponsorship because of that. And didn't want to come out of it.
Okay.
Because he was telling them the shoe wasn't working for him in terms of not comfortable, because there are new shoe brand in terms of sprinting. So them never really comfortable on his feet.
Okay. So my point to the caller though, why would like I'm saying that when a company is putting in money, they want something in return. So when you think about global companies, if they are not operating in Jamaica, what would be the benefit to them, like sponsoring Jamaica and not like individual? Because track and field is kind of different from football, you know. Like,
yeah,
it's almost like you don't have clubs. So it is like when you can sponsor like a Manchester City, it's a little different with track and field, because it's almost like you have to look for Usain Bolt or Asaf or Powell. Like you don't have, like Team Jamaica is not like a club. It's a national body per se. And
for me,
yeah.
For me, man, it's easier for a global company to come in and sponsor an individual athlete rather than the federation itself.
There you go.
Because the federation is not out there representing. Even when the federation basically, you're not seeing them, you're seeing the athlete. So why would you want to sponsor the federation?
Yeah, makes sense.
So Puma will sponsor the federation because when the federation has a team going to a global championship, the athletes are going to, exactly. Okay. So they are going to want that, and brand Jamaica is big. So like an international company, Bolt wears a watch, Oblot.
Yeah.
The company seek out Bolt. You're running each and every meet and all of that, and social media branding and all of these things. So it's easier for a global company to come for an athlete rather than the federation.
Yeah, it makes sense. That's what I'm saying. That makes a whole lot of sense. To me, unless they are going to sponsor, like they could take on like an event, like they could say, we are going to sponsor the Racers Grand Prix. We're going to be the brand sponsor for like Champs. We're going to be the brand sponsor for Carifta. So they could sponsor event, or like somebody says, they could say, listen, we are going to, this part of the grandstand or the stadium is going to be called the Southwest Airline stands, and they put money in it for the building of the stand. So every time there's an event at the stadium, you see the Southwest thing. That to me, that's a diff. You understand me? In that way, it would work. But
the airline is different. The airline is a different thing.
Yeah,
the airline is a different thing. I think J3 has gathered another sponsor in Red Bull, because Red Bull want to be a part of Brand Jamaica, where they're going to put the branding on the Puma gear. So that is a different thing. When you look at airline is going to help with transporting athletes, but isn't that only going to be for global championship that happens once per year or every 2 years? You get what I'm saying? So I mean, they're not going to lose much by by putting on to Team Jamaica, because they only travel a few times. So when they're going to Diamond League and all of that, they're not going to be forced to use that type of airline.
Yeah.
So it's kind of different now.
Yeah, makes sense. Somebody says Red Bull is a poor choice. Why?
Many people think so.
What they should use? Malta? They would get.
I don't know.
I don't know. But all I'm saying that when I say there's no major sponsorship, all I'm saying to you is you cannot prove that there's no effort being made. You can't prove it.
But Mannings, even if that is the point still, and that there's no major sponsorship, the kit sponsor, shoe sponsor is a major sponsorship. So I don't see the point is proven that there's still no major sponsorship when they have two big sponsorship in Puma and Red Bull.
Man, say my youth club has more sponsors than J3. You don't have more sponsors than J3. But you don't have more sponsors than J3. Look what people sponsor. What I'm saying that, why would you see what you hold on, couple of things, and Minty just said it. You have a youth club. This is a national association. What benefit is
exactly youth club
to,
system? Yeah.
If I have a club, I can get a whole because it's a club. What is the J3 is going to how that going to benefit people? It is the athletes, and I think you keep missing the point, sir. And this thing,
the athletes get more leverage than the federation is not a moving piece.
This is the best thing you have said so far on the show. Man cannot live by Puma alone. That is the best thing you have said, boss.
but Mannings, you see the thing about it. When it comes on to
this is why I'm missing on Minzy.
Mannings, hold on, no?
Yeah.
Well, let me say this point. Yes, when it comes on to sponsorship, of course there are other sponsorship. But these sponsors come on board when there's a what? There's an event.
Yes.
So when you have national trials, several people come on board.
Yes,
when you have J3, Puma, what you call it? World Championship.
And the all-comers meet them and them thing there, yes.
People come on board.
When there's
so
correct stuff, people come on board.
Yeah.
But
so it can't be like a standing sponsor to just stand there, because it's the same thing with you stuff. Whenever they have their main sponsor, which is Nike, but whenever they are keeping the national trial, several people come on board.
Yeah. And let me tell you this, because he's asking who controls the athletes. Certainly not the J3. The athletes control themselves. You don't know that. Athletes are
agent, manager, club.
Yes. You think the J3 control? J3 don't control the athlete.
None.
Every athlete is an individual business. Every one of them.
So their agents, their sponsors, their managers, their team, the coach. These are the people that are responsible for the athlete, not J3s.
Yep. But big of yourself, yeah, means it. The man said teachers are not marketable. The man know said be teachers from Jamaica. People recruit
Teachers,
Jamaican teachers.
nurses,
Yes.
teachers, nurses, even some doctors and some police are leaving as well. So I mean, everybody is marketable in their own. You have farm workers that are marketable. They are going up to do different things. So I mean, it is who the market really needs at the time. They are the ones that, you know, they are going to be.
Yeah. At least are asking for financial assistance from the J3.
Because why the athletes are asking for financial assistance? Because when the athletes go to these global championships and win medals, the medal is transferred to money to the J3s. So the least they are saying J3s can do this and do that to assist them in their preparation for these major championships. So
No, who send the athletes them run under the J3? They don't run under the You think when time the athletes them go to the Diamond League, is it the J3s have nothing to do with that?
Jamaica they run for. And it translates to themselves really.
Yeah. I understand some of the time. Like I think we mix up football and track and field. Yeah.
And that's why I always say, man, when we have these discussions, I cannot compare the two sports because it's like apples and oranges, two different things. When they go to international meet, they represent the country. J3 is the body that gives leadership to the group that is going to Olympics or World Championship or knockout. J3 select a team that sends them. J3 and every team that goes has to be under a governing body or a national association body. So anyway, take it. The J3 are not responsible for the athlete directly, but when it comes on to international meet.
When they're representing Jamaica, when they are running under brand Jamaica, like Olympics and those things.
Mm.
But athletes' major earnings really don't come from that. It comes from, again, just like with football. The only comparison with track and field and football is that footballers don't make their money. Their bread and butter is not national association. Their bread and butter is their clubs. Same thing with athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing
they
with
only
athletes.
come to, remember, they don't have to come to the Jamaica trials, you know.
Yeah.
Did you know that they have to pay to enter the trials?
Oh,
so they have to come.
Talk to them, Minzy, because fan of the show, did you hear that fan of the show? The athletes have to pay to register to run at the Jamaica National Trials, you know. Did you know that? In fact, you know what is funny? In fact, they
even all of the meets them J3 are put on, at least have to pay for registration and not allow the athletes them to come run free.
But you know what is so funny? That you can do if you are good right now. If say you go to the World Championship and you're 19, and you're 19 years old, and you're a medalist, you don't have to represent Jamaica again, you know. And you could still be running on the Diamond League circuit, you know. If you have a good agent and you're running good times, and you never represent Jamaica again. Just like how some footballers get a whole lot of money and they don't represent their national teams. Same thing with track and field.
Yeah, then it's a choice. Some people like to wear the color. Being a national representative is always a defining moment for some people. So yeah, they will go ahead and do that.
Man, say me I make excuse no, Lord have mercy. Fan of the show, you alright? Yeah?
Apparently this man never watched my show. You know, one person me get $50 about J3.
Yeah. But you need, fan of the show, you need to subscribe to the coach's desk, because I'm a track and field man, and you will see. You understand? So make sure you subscribe to the sports, the coach. I'm going to say sports desk, coach's desk. Go and subscribe right now and watch the show. USA Track is sponsored by Airbnb, Visa, Alibaba, etc., which are their worldwide partners. Yeah, man.
Partner.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Oh, you tune in from time to time. Hey, you must not tune in. You need to tune in.
All
You
the
need,
time.
no, you need to tune in your ears.
Yeah, cause if him say me I find excuse for them when them people they I say me I beat them too much.
Tune in your ears. Yeah, that's because maybe you only tune in your eyes. All right, Coach Rinzi, bless up.
Come on, look up yourself, man.
Yeah. All right. So, for the people dying to hear about, all I said at the front of my thing, the front of my description, is watch your speed. And everybody asked me about it is spelled SPEED. And yet the people are asking me about Rudal, SPEID. Watch your speed. It's a track and field discussion. Been have nothing on my thing, Say me go talk about Rudal speed. Watch your speed. Talking about the athletes and their decision. All right. So, question. Out of respect, I'm going to. Yeah. I am out of respect. I'm going to give you my thoughts. All right. All right. I'm gonna say think a pun. Me I put it at it like what a man I heard a man this morning on a show saying that Walter Boyd had a panache. What did he mean by that? Can someone explain to me? I don't know. Yeah. Man, so oh my lord, the things you hear on Jamaica the radio sometimes, is crazy. But on this matter, like we need to hear from Rudolph Speed. Yeah, they on the radio, Rob Smith. Yeah, man. You see it again. All right. So I answered this last time. So I've heard all of these things. I did try calling Mr. Speed. I think at that time, though, to be fair to him, it seemed like he was in Trinidad at that time. All right, he was in Trinidad. It appears that he was in Trinidad. I've not heard back from him, so I can't speak. But I'm going to go. All right, I'm going to flow with the rumors, right? So the rumor is that he is stepping down from the board of the JFF. He's stepping down from the technical directorship of the JFF, chairman of the technical committee. All right. And he's going to be the head coach, assistant. Right? That is what is out there. All right. So I have a couple of questions. I think I asked them before. Like, all right. Now, did the employment as assistant coach come before? I think I asked these questions before. Simple question that I think it is very important to the people, because if these questions are not answered, then the people are going to continue what has long been said, and it is going to make this argument more forceful. What is the argument? The argument of conflict of interest. All right. I'm going to go back to an incident some time ago. All right. There was a time when there was a issue with Dalton Wint, who was the general secretary. He was out, and I think Mr. Chung came on as the interim, and then he became the GenSec. All right. So you ask the question, did the GenSec hire the GenSec? Which is what people are going to ask. When was the decision made? No, I'm just giving you that, citing that as an example, which are reasonable questions for people to ask. Did the resignation come before the appointment? All right. Or the appointment was made while Mr. Speed was the chairman of the technical committee. If that was the case, did he have a discussion with the technical committee about what is the process? Remember, I asked these questions. What is the process? All right. Did the technical committee and the technical chairman sit in a meeting and had a discussion about the technical chairman being the first assistant, and then together they made a decision that he would be the coach? Certainly, that puts conflict of interest at the forefront of the discussion. If he resigned, and then he was hired, who made the decision? Was it the technical committee without him that met? All right. Remember when the coaches were hired? These are questions that maybe some other vlogger can ask, when they have the opportunity to, or if Mr. Speed come on the show and ask. Maybe he can't answer, but I'd certainly ask him. Or he can text me the answers so I can read them out. You understand me? Because I'd love the people to hear these answers. The other question is, so remember at the hiring of coaches from youth coaches, all we're talking about assistant coach before the game. So if you heard head coach is assistant coach we're talking about. So the other question is this. When like even Steve McLaren was being hired, and before that Hal Grimson, and even with Busby and stuff, was being hired, we had all of this discussion about the process that, there was a short list, and here are the names and the short list, and there are two persons. Was the same process followed, or that process is just for head coach and not assistant coach? What is the protocol, the policy? What is the framework? What is the governance issue concerning assistant coaches? Is it that the head coach just says, listen, I want this person as my assistant, and then the person is installed? So these are questions that needs to be answered. Now, let me say this. I believe right now in Jamaica, when you talk about coaches, you'd have to put Rudolph Speed as the number one coach in Jamaica right now, given his success in the Jamaica Premier League, given the fact that he from his club, he has moved players, and players that were not big names when they came to his club. For example, Colin Anderson was not a big name when he came to Cavaliers. And he moved. You want to call it small league or whatever, but he moved him. Ronaldo Webster is the next example. Chevron Marsh is the next example. All of these guys he has moved. Recently, Richard King. A lot of people didn't know so much about Richard King except he was at Clarendon College, right? Jalmaro Calvin is also there. He has won the Premier League. He has won the Caribbean Club Championship. His team acquitted himself well against he's doing his license. So when you look at that, if you're thinking about if the coach needed someone from Jamaica, you'd have to say in Jamaica, the choices would be Rudolph Speed, Theodore Whitmore, Andrew Peart, who is the head of the coaching school, and some people would say Miguel Coley, whose name has been there. And then you could look at those and say, out of them, which one do you trust the most to assist the coach at this time? But hands down, he is one of the better coaches in Jamaica. So if it is based primarily on who is the most qualified, you would have to say right now, he is the most. All right. However, this is a very easy experience in the national setup. What I know is that he has never coached in the national senior team. I don't know that he has coached any of the junior teams in Jamaica, right? And so what would that look like? All right. So I cannot answer, like, I don't have the answers to these questions. You understand me? But knowing Mr. Speed, he'll probably be somewhere very soon talking about this. Maybe he's not on YouTube anymore, you know? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. I am saying though, what if the head coach is the person who said, this is the man I want to be my assistant? Then the argument become like sort of obsolete. If the coach came out, because when I think that may happen, what if tomorrow the coach come out and says, listen, when I think about it, I mean, I have seen his work and this is the person I want to be my assistant. Then all arguments are going to be, dead. The thing though is this. Here's my problem now. All right. Here's the problem I have. So Mr. Speed always speaks about long-term what he wants to see in the football. He's not ready to be in the national program until he has certain things and he fixes the grassroots, he fixes the coaching thing, he creates a championship, so he had all of these things that he wanted to do. I don't know how much of them he has done, all right? And so he was giving himself time. Up to recently, he said that, boy, he's not ready. He doesn't believe that he's ready right now, but in a few years, it's something that he would love to do, all right? Maybe this is part of the training. All right, so here's my thing. No. Here's my thing. Here's my thing. Where this is concerned. Now, if he steps down from the chairman of the technical committee, mean that he's probably not going to be on the board and those things. Would he be, or is he in a position to influence the football anymore? Like, so all of those things that you were supposed to do, now, being the assistant coach, you can't go interfere in them things. So you have minimized, I think what has happened is that his long-term fixing the football issue has been minimized because he's not in that position. Here's the next thing. I also think he has put himself in a position, because it's Speed and I talk, I have a lot of respect for him. Like I said, accomplishments speak for themselves, and you cannot question that. Any man who question him on them things, even with the whole coaching education in Jamaica, a mad person. You have to give credit where credit is. Yeah. No, but he can't be on the board again, boss. He has to step down from the, based on what is on understanding how the board operate. He can't be on the board and be a coach. Right? Can't. So the thing is, here's what now. This is very risky, and this is my opinion. I think this is very risky for Mr. Speed, Here's what. God forbid something catastrophic happen and the entire coaching staff get fired. Or the entire staff, all management, everybody get fired. He can't do anything now, because he's in a quote-unquote fireable position. Maybe this is what a lot of people want, To say, yeah, man, a long time Speed will get fired. Put him up there, make him lose the job, kind of a thing. Because in the other positions, it was hard to be fired. You can't be fired off the board. So it's almost like he has put himself at risk of, if there is failure, you get fired. No, you can't go back to being technical chairman and part of the board. So now I think somebody said it earlier. Could it be a case of wanting all and losing all if there is failure? So that is how I see it. But I said those are questions that need to be asked. And I know he has not been on YouTube recently. You understand me? Like I said, I've tried to reach out to him. But if this is the case, first thing, if so if this is the case, all the best, you know, because at the end of the day, here's what I know. Here's what I know. You see, whomever play and whomever is there, we all need to want Jamaica to win. And that is it. Come September the 5th and the 9th, we want Jamaica to win. So, first assistant, I see somebody saying that I said head coach. First assistant. Let me say it again. First assistant. First assistant. First assistant. Lord of mercy. So if I say first assistant, I may say head coach. I may say sorry, first assistant. There's no big deal. First assistant. So I'll give you, that is my perspective. If you want, we have a few minutes left. You can call in and give your perspective where this is concerned. If it is so, because we still don't know that it is so. So if it is so, good. If not, if good, why? If you don't think it is good, why? You know? Yeah. But that's my perspective. Those questions can be asked, you know? All right. We have Coach Minzy back again.
So, are you telling me that Mr. Speed, I himself?
I'm asking, I am asking, when was the decision made? Was he hired before he resigned? Or did he resign and then the committee met and hired him? Or was it a case where the coach said, this is the person I want? Because maybe because a head coach gets to determine who is their assistant, which may mean the head coach could have said, listen, I want Minzy to be my assistant. And then you normally give the coach who he wants. So is it a demand of the coach? Because if it's a demand of the coach, it may go, once the person has the requisite qualification, it may not be a decision for the technical committee. That's what I'd love to find out.
Oh, yeah, but that makes sense too. And being that the coach is a possibility, if the coach wanted him, he would have to vacate that office.
Yeah, because I'm saying that you can't be the assistant coach and be the chairman of the technical committee, because you'd be in a position where you're assessing yourself and thing. And it also means then that whomever is the chairman has power now to fire you and all the other coaches.
So is it that Meron has been sacked?
No, man. Remember, Meron. All right. So if you remember how it has always been, remember, Meron has not been the first. Because remember, if you go back to Richard Hartis was there as the first assistant, and then they had Meron, and he was also the goalkeeper coach. Then you had Paul Simpson. Remember, Paul Simpson was also coming in to be the assistant, and Meron was still in position. So my thing is that this first assistant position has been vacant.
Okay.
Because remember that when the others were there, Meron was still there in his capacity. Because remember the coach even said that there was this whole thing about the assistant coach getting a job opportunity in New York. And if you remember, even the friendly, I think the friendly game down in Arnett Gardens and Montego Bay, Paul Simpson was on the sideline when the coach was in the stands and Paul Simpson on the sideline, which means that first assistant position was vacant once Paul Simpson did not take on. Yeah.
Okay. The thing is now, is Speed a good fit for this first assistant role? You think he's a good fit?
That is what we need to see. Because what I know with football, there are two things that are important. You know, one is like senior players and fans. When you think, especially Jamaica football, what do the fans say? But like I said, when I consider if it is the coach who says, listen, this is the person that I want, then there's very little one can do, right? So no, this is to how receptive will be the core group be to the new person. That's one. And how will the fans respond and react? And I say that because this whole, like, probably last 5 years or so of football, Rudolph Speed and the fans have been on roller coaster rides, you know?
At loggerheads, yeah.
There have been some good times, like they were all behind him when it comes down to the work, Cavaliers and Messi and what he was doing. Some are happy with all the movement. But when it comes down to what was happening with the national team, the people took a different path. So there is this up and down. And I figure that there are people who love him and people who hate him. Is which one is more? Yeah. Are there more haters than lovers, or more lovers than haters? I don't know.
Probably hate is a strong word too. Probably hate is a strong word. Probably they dislike how him operate, you know. But when you look at Speed seems to be one of those turn type of managers. Like Alex Ferguson, will fling all the shoes off of somebody, you know. So now I wonder if
I don't know. I've never seen Alex Ferguson do that. Me see Arthur Vega fling down water bottle.
No, who you support?
Yeah.
Who you support?
Who me support? You never just say Arthur Vega throw the water bottle.
Exactly. So may I say one day if you might like Alex Ferguson fling boot off a boy.
Okay, all right. So you would know that.
No, that's why I say it, man. So again, will the players be receptive to him, like I said earlier? What sort of input and impact will he bring to the team in his capacity?
Yeah.
Are the players going to feel comfortable with him giving them instruction, knowing that he has never, coached outside of Jamaica? But if they have given the other assistant that type of leverage, then we'll probably say there shouldn't be any issue with Rudolph. Or is it a situation where it is for him to learn at the foot or the feet of Gamaliel,
Yeah.
Some of those type of things. A similar situation like with Schaefer and Ole.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And people, I don't know what the coaching setup is going to be. I'm just going by, let me just say that, because people are saying about
rumors,
so Gardner is still there. I did preface my conversation that it's a rumor. I have nothing concrete to say this is the case. So if the rumors are what they are, and I stated a position, let that be very clear. I don't know if maybe everybody is going to be removed, including management, and there's a new set of people. I don't know. The only thing I know is that there's this rumor. That's the only thing I can respond to. As it relates to Meron Gardner and all of those things, I don't know. All right? So let me just make that very clear. The other thing is that for the person who's saying that the coach did have an assistant coach. I did say that. There was Richard Hartis, who moved to Turkey. Then there was Paul Simpson. And Paul Simpson was not available for the Unity Cup, the 2 World Cup qualifiers, and the Gold Cup. So that is why they are putting someone in the group. Prior to that, the coach has always had a first assistant of his choosing.
Choice, yeah.
Yeah. So he's the one who normally, which is like Hal Grimson also did that, because head coaches normally choose their first assistant almost in every system, even in high school.
Yeah, because you tend to want to work with somebody who you can trust, who you believe have the ability and the know-how.
Yeah.
Especially when difficult and tough decision is there to be made. You know, you want somebody who is firm. You want somebody who is a whole lot of variables that come along with these type of people.
Yeah.
I have worked as assistant coach, and the assistant coach has to be one that is very knowledgeable of what they are about. He has to buy into the head coach's philosophy. He's supposed to be able to, you know, carry out roles in that said philosophy. And if the head coach is not available, he should be able to step up. And it's like the head coach is still there because of how adaptable he is to the philosophy. Because, you know, Speed is a head coach, so he's coming with his philosophy. And if that is the case, would he be able to buy into the philosophy of this coach, or will they share their philosophy and then they come up with one that will help the team in moving forward?
Yeah.
So these are some of the things that you have to look into.
Yeah, and I saw somebody said this earlier. It could be a case where like the coach sees a gap and he believes that the person that he's going to bring in can fill the gap. Again, people. All right, let me say this again, because
this is hypothetical.
Yes, because
based off the rumors.
Yes, because a lot of people, and this is a problem. All right. I don't know what happens on other platforms. Let me speak of my platform. There is nothing that substantiates these rumors. So before you get in a frenzy and you've gone down a path of all of those things, you don't have any proof that that is going to happen. There is nothing. So until it comes out, because a lot of times, like, people will put out even stuff, you know, companies will do this. They put out stuff in the market to kind of be feelers, to see how people will react and respond, and then they make a decision. So just be wise and control your emotion until you have factual evidence, and then you can say yes. Yeah.
Well, Manins, I just hope that this don't, if this happens, it doesn't cause no rumbling that will cause any structure to collapse and stuff like that. You know? Because the football seems to have been outside of a lot of, you know, I would say rumors and speculations and things not going well. Things seem to have been going well for quite some time.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't want this to, you know, kind of cause everything to relapse and go back to where it was. Yeah, because I think it's now time for us to discuss football rather than the issues surrounding JFF.
Yeah, because you know what happened? I could have done a show because there was also a rumor that Miguel Coley was appointed as the assistant coach. The first assistant. There is a video, you know, saying that Miguel Coley has been given the job.
Okay.
So what if Miguel Coley? So we don't know until we have information. But we can talk about, listen, if this were to happen, which sometimes is, you know, we have a friend named Kerry, and he's saying that some of these discussions are pointless because unless you can prove the thing, what's the purpose of the discussion?
But I mean, football is full of rumors, you know, because especially when you come to people going into position and going into teams, there is always rumors surrounding. Because they hear about the Arsenal baller Victor, everybody thought that United probably would have stolen him, but it didn't work out. So, and there were a lot of rumors surrounding that.
When I say United, what do you mean?
You know what I mean?
What is United?
That name is etched in your mind, you know, so it is nothing that you don't know.
No, because I think you were talking about the airline, United Airline. So I wonder, what I don't think United Airline was going.
And you see, you're making a mess of this money because airline and transfer work now.
Because I thought airline was going to transfer him from Lisbon to down in Singapore. Yeah, but what I'm saying is ability. You know this thing, like if a company sometimes wants to make a decision, you know, they have a way of putting out information to kind of
test the water, to see what,
yes, and politicians do it to test the waters, to see how people are
the reaction of the people.
Yes. Yes. And so
if the people react in a positive or a negative or overwhelming liking towards this that rumor, then they tend to want to, you know, do a little bit more research behind the scene and see if they can actually, you know, go ahead with this based off the feedback. Because if truth be told, you know, the fans might not have a lot of leverage in terms of the daily operations and the daily selection. Some of these things are put out there just to hear what the fans say.
Yeah,
and when the fans say,
I believe so.
These things, these decisions can be made depending on the feedback, you know? So, I mean, the fans are stakeholders of any federation to any entity. So
I would love to hear from leader on these matters. Yes, certainly.
Is leader still leading?
He's certainly gone quiet. He's leading a quiet life. I haven't heard. Can you break down the ownership of the JFF? I don't know who really
ownership.
Yeah, somebody saying that. Tafari saying that. If I can break down the ownership of the JFF, I don't really know. I don't know who really own it. I don't know. Huh? Like, what do you mean the ownership? I don't. All right, Minzy, who owned the J3s? Maybe if you can help me with that. Who owned the J3s?
Who owned the J3s? No board, no probably board of directors. I don't know.
Do they own it? I don't know that anybody owns the JFF.
Nobody don't own it. Yeah, nobody don't own it.
I don't think anybody own the J3s or own Jamaica Netball Association. Who owns ISA? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. Maybe somebody who's smarter than me.
Because it's not like a one person say, oh, this is my company, so I'm gonna hire these people to become a part of it. And they work for me. No, it's not something like that.
Yeah, unless you're gonna say who lead it.
These people are elected. It's not like they are the owners of the thing. They are elected members.
Yeah, like I don't understand. So maybe somebody can educate me. Tafari, maybe you can explain to me what you mean, because I don't know. Like nobody don't own Pika. Well, people also the government own Pika still. I don't know. I don't know if anybody own like.
Or was JFF founded and by whom? What a question.
How was it founded? So what I know is that FIFA as the governing body for football over the world. For you to be an affiliate of FIFA, you have to be what they call a member association.
Member federation, yeah.
They call it MAs, a member association. So all FIFA member association must either have an association or a federation to be associated to FIFA.
With FIFA.
So once you decide that you're going to participate in FIFA competition as a nation, you're going to have to establish a federation. So FIFA
So it
sets
was
the
established,
framework.
it's not owned.
Yes. Yes. So FIFA will say, okay, you have come to Jamaica and say, all right, where do you play football? Well, we have football in all the parishes. Okay. All right. Let's find some persons in the parishes or in the counties. And these people will form the group of people that we talk to. We talk to them and help them to get Jamaica registered to participate in FIFA competition. And from that group, they select a leader. So that is the easiest way to break it down.
So it's not like one person own it. It's an affiliate of FIFA.
Yeah. So I don't know. Sometimes I want them question are some trick questions because I don't understand. I don't understand.
I mean, feel like it lead towards Speed owning the JFF.
But no. So ownership is different from leadership, you know. Because leading something don't mean. Yeah, but FIFA is a big boss, you know, but remember, FIFA had Jamaica under what they call it?
Financial restriction.
Financial restriction. FIFA had Trinidad and Tobago under what they were under again? What's the term again that Trinidad were under for many years because of the whole Jackwana situation?
I don't remember for them one,
Yeah.
but I know say.
All right. And remember, Russia, FIFA, and UEFA has removed. So at the end of the day, FIFA can impose certain things. So FIFA could say
Certain sanctions.
Yeah. FIFA could say Jamaica is no longer one of our member association. So don't leader. When they say alliance, what you mean? When they say leader, people, if you're saying leader, I have to know if you're talking Paul Maxwell or you're talking the leader of the JFF, because I don't want to get confused. Because some people are talking about Maxwell and some people are talking about the leader of the JFF. So now if I make up on them, I more know which one of that.
Which is my cricket.
Yeah.
I guess they don't seem as someone that is worthy to be fired. So that would answer the question why I'm don't fire him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, all right, Andrew. People, remember, again, these are speculations. Money, I would want you to make it make sense. Someone who employs you and then put is itself
as the assistant under the coach. Command and you is the person who employs the coach.
You understand that means it?
He must say it make sense to him. How somebody who employs you, which is the coach, and then that same person come work as your assistant, and that is a said person who employs you.
Okay, like how can I? Well, that's what I'm saying, that some of these questions need to be answered, but it may not be a regular occurrence, but sometimes the human resource department who hire somebody, that person become the CEO of the company, and the human resource managers are under their leadership can all fire them. So it is possible. What would be funny, that's what I'm saying. This thing is so funny. There are so many questions. Because imagine now if the head coach is not happy with the assistant. That's what I'm saying, that what are the risks?
If the head coach is not happy with the assistant, he tell you if he cut saying go back in a corner.
So
and once the head coach are performed, then there's no way that person can just fire the head coach like that. You see that? Once work I put in, they can't fire. So and people are gonna know there's some sort of a retaliation. You can't just do it.
So I think, like I said, he has put himself in a, if you step down from all of these things and off the board, because I think part of their bylaws, you're not able to be on the board and be a part of the senior team coaching staff. So that means he can't be a part of the board, which means now that you may not have any influence on any decision. And so you've put yourself in a what I quote unquote call a very fireable position.
It's a tricky situation, and that's why it is mere rumors, because you don't really have all of the pieces to put together to, formulate what should be said to the people.
Yeah. So, yeah. But I haven't heard from very, very interesting times, a lot of interesting questions to ask and to answer.
Mm-hmm.
So the next time I see him on a show, I'll be listening to hear what is going on. Again, people, it is speculations and rumors. There's nothing to substantiate these claims. And before we get all in a frenzy, before our emotions are charged or we fall into depression, or we decide that this is our last YouTube show and we're done with Jamaica football, before it turn into a raggy road, road is so rough, before we holler and ball, yes, let us wait until let us wait until there is actual substantive information to categorically show that this is the case or this is not the case, and then we can go from there. All right. Hey, Coach Minzy. Towards me, I do, right now,
yeah, man.
The football thing, one thing with the football, one thing with the football thing, when you come on to reggae boys or football, if you stay too long, the conversation get the longest and the worse the conversation get more time. And no, it's not the season in my life for them type of conversation. So what is under my mouth? What? No, under my nose. What is under my nose?
Man, it's big up.
Hey, big up yourself with us as usual, And listen, I'm with him, fan of the show. This is a teacher right here. Very marketable boss. Turkey, all over the world. Turkey, Jamaica, US, England, all marketable boss. The Rambo teacher not marketable, you hear? Yeah? So big up on yourself, people. Listen, I'm going to show you something from the sponsors of Ali Cup this year and give them a shout out, Deli Ranks. So before we go, please remember, because people, someone have bad me up and tell me to do all kind of things, And when I don't watch this, no super chat, no super sticker, fine. But you can't even hit the like button. Can't hit the like button, But bad up management, cuss off management, tell management to talk about, and wouldn't even like the show. Like the show, man. Too bad mind. Big up all of the people them who have the good mind, who like the show. Big up all of the people who have the bad mind that don't like the show. Yeah, but bless up yourself. It's always a pleasure being with you, every single one of you. Those who cuss me out, those who call me all kind of names, want to bless up on yourself. You understand me? I am happy that today we had a show and I didn't find it to be disrespectful in any way, shape, or form. And that is always good. I think we are maturing as a fan base. We are behaving better. We're acting better. And this is it. Let us set a better example for the youths who are coming after us. You understand me? Yeah, man. You see me? Yeah, man. Yeah. Big up on yourself. And later you need to, hey, someone of you show up on a face and hey, you see, hey, people, here's what I want. I want, let me say this. So me have a big, every one of the vloggers them from Cranky Live, Jason Guna, you know, Bam, Dre Unseen, Coach Minzy, Ryan LFC, JD, JT, the whole of the man them, Jampiel Football, you know, every man, Military Guna, because you see a lot of the people them in the comment section, I tell you this, you see the things that them say about you in the comment section and the calls, what them call and say to you, they cannot do this. One, them can't show them face for 2 hours on a platform and take the kind of criticism that they give out. If people are dealing with them the way they deal with people, some of them would have gone mad. Some of them would have paid people for kill people because they give out what they can't take. So I challenge some of you. You see, instead you go up on the man them platform or my platform and cuss them out and tell them what they're supposed to do and how they're supposed to behave. Build one for yourself and let me see what you do. Build one for yourself. Because the people them on YouTube don't work for you, you know. No, they do it for fun and entertainment. And they do it because they love it. Fun, entertainment, and some for the love of it. So if you don't like what they are doing, you know, here's what you must do. Do it and do it better. Because I am sure that some of you cannot take what you give out. You can't. So show respect to the people that will do it. Because they put themselves in front of you, especially the people who do live, and show them face. In spite of the criticism. Bless up on yourself. Listen this.
Watch this. You know, say the world general Daily Ranks. I'm ready for it, you know. A lick up and a fall lick up. You know, say it's a high grade, it's not a Mali cup. Saying, big up, a matter of fact, remember big up the sponsors them first. Complete Shipping, Sam Isaacs and Son, Western Sports. Big up, but you know how it go. ASK Courier, big up yourself, Showtime Ambulance, and we have big up Isato. And guess what? Me big up some of my brethren them because them are going to because it's a big day. Big up Sambo, big up Bats, Barris, watching the Valley, think me not see you. Big up yourself. Oh, again, Daily Ranks, if I big up Clint, and big up the General, you know what it go. It's all about Ali Cup and a Folly Cup, August 13, 14, 15, 16, 137 Mountain View Avenue. You know, over excellence and that. It's a big day, so make sure you're there. Daily Ranks, my warm up feet, my feet, you see? Ali Cup.